If I'm driving a flatboat behind the house and I think I see the Honey Island Swamp, if it's me, I've got to kill the engine. I've got to get up, get my phone out of the waterproof box that's in the flat. Like, maybe they're just not
quick enough. They're not.
Before it's like, and like running away. It runs like
me?
Kinda, yeah. It runs like it's had bunions removed, just like you. And it's a ginger.
What if it's me?
I was about to say, so
like in my
the Honey Island Swamp Monster is Katie. This is the Big Bad Boot.
We're siblings who explore spooky and scary stories, urban legends, tall tales, and true crime, all located in this crazy state that's shaped like a boot. A podcast about the weird state you wish you were from.
Hosted by the weird siblings you wish you had.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Liuza Family Farms. Joey and Nicole Liuza are fifth-generation farmers. Well, technically, Joey is the farmer and Nicole is still learning. Liuza Family Farm grew out of their love to provide fresh, locally grown veggies to the region. They are most known for their strawberries and their Creole tomatoes. Oh, God, I love a tomato sandwich with mayonnaise. You will find their produce in area grocery stores and restaurants. You can also buy in bulk directly from their farm in Independence, Louisiana. Check them out on socials. They have TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, as Nicole attempts to learn about farming and annoy her husband with all her questions. Keep your eye out for their strawberries, Southern Sweet Berries, in stores now. If you don't see them, ask for them, because everyone loves Liuza. Hey there, Big Bad Boot fans, looking for insurance that truly has your back? Let us introduce you to Stone Insurance Incorporated in New Orleans, Louisiana. At Stone Insurance, they know the Crescent City and surrounding areas like the back of their hand. Whether you need coverage for your home, auto, business, or whatever it may be, their expert team is dedicated to finding the perfect plan for you at the right price. What sets them apart? They understand the unique needs of our vibrant community. Their tailored plans can be customized to fit your lifestyle and your budget. I love it when that happens. And they have a team that cares, and they are always ready to help. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your future with the trusted name in insurance. Visit stoneinsurance.com or call 504-832-4161 for a free quote today. Why was that so hard to say?
And if you get lucky, a really good-looking blonde guy might answer the phone.
If you get lucky, a guy that you know by the name of Caleb might answer the phone. Stay safe and keep enjoying the Big Bad Boot, knowing Stone Insurance has got you covered. Welcome to the Big Bad Boot. On that note, I'm Katie.
And I am having to fight my body heat to not fog up my glasses.
How is that possible?
I'm just I don't know. I run hot.
You got a lot of steam coming from your undercarriage or something?
No, my just goozle, anything. I run really hot.
And I'm the opposite. I'm like a vampire. I'm always cold.
You and Michael keep y'all's house on like 73.
I'm always cold.
I can't. I can't.
I'm sorry.
Dude,
why do you hate
my
me?
AC never goes like above 70. Like, and I need all the fans. I want to walk in to my room and it'd be like,
well, when
like
I sleep, it's cold when I sleep because you're actually supposed to sleep in a cold room. Everybody, cold, dark room, basically like a coffin.
I'm just hot all the time. So the Louisiana humidity
you're
and
great.
Heat
you picked a great place to live.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. How's everything going for you besides the
cayenne pepper allergy I figured out I had?
Since when?
Yeah, dude, I'm still.
Why don't you just slobber and snot all over the microphone right into people's ears?
I'm sorry. I was making jambalaya yesterday. Be jambalaya or be nothing. And the recipe that I was going off of, because I ventured out and was like, let me try like
something else.
Yeah, different recipe, see what it was. Well, I went into Sniffle City. My throat was closing. I was talking like this.
You had anaphylactic shock.
But not that bad. I was breathing.
Yeah.
But it was.
But did you die?
No.
No.
And I was like, what did I put in there that I don't usually put in there? And it was cayenne pepper.
What is that off of Mrs. Doubtfire? You know that part in Mrs. Doubtfire when the new boyfriend is allergic to pepper and she goes, never mind.
I haven't seen Mrs. Doubtfire since I was 5.
That is one of the greatest movies ever made. It's highly unlikely that it would actually ever happen. Could you imagine Dad dressing up in drag and pretending to be our nanny and our housekeeper?
If Dad and Mom ever split, absolutely.
Honestly, now that I say that, he would. Yeah. Mom wouldn't. Mom would be Mom
would be like, bye.
Bye, y'all.
Mom, where are you? Girl, I've been on a cruise.
Girl,
What
I've
you
been
doing?
gone.
Well,
Anywho.
Sorry, peeps. I have an email.
Let's hear it.
And it's perfect because little did they know I was actually doing this as the episode. Like I planned it. So this is from our peeps, Brent and Cheryl McLaughlin.
At Grace Baptist Church.
At Grace Baptist Church.
Grace Baptist Church, if you're listening, turn this off right now. This is not appropriate for church.
I've also, there are so many times in my head I've said something on here and in my head been like, sorry, Brother Mike.
Sorry, Brother Mike Starkey.
Sorry. We love y'all.
We love y'all.
We love all of our church people. And I will say, Mr. Brent and Miss Cheryl, every Sunday without fail.
Yep.
Come and tell us how much they love it.
What did Mr. Brent tell you last week?
He walked up and said, the Axe Man cometh. And I was like, my dude. Like, he's loving it. So
what did they have to say?
They emailed us and said, Dear Katie and Caleb, Brent and I look forward to your podcast every 2 weeks. We learn a lot from you both, all while laughing and having a good time. Have you heard of the Honey Island swamp monster?
Boy,
I think
have
it would
we.
be interesting. Is it real? Where was it? And is it still out there? What do you call someone that follows a podcast? A potter? Question mark.
Oh, Cheryl.
Cheryl and Brent McLaughlin. I
Girl,
love them.
I love me some Cheryl. She's one of the cutest things at Valentine's Day. Around Valentine's Day every year, she has a little lapel pin that says like, I love Brent. And that's the name of her husband. And she wears it. And I'm obsessed with her.
I love them. And she works at my eye doctor.
Yeah. And she works at our eye doctor. Shout out to Crystal Clear Eye Care. Hey, Crystal.
Yeah. Hey, Crystal Gildner. Love you, girl.
Well, I don't know if I can top that, but I'll try.
Okay.
I have an email.
Okay.
We don't know this person, or at least I don't think we do, which is always really fun.
Yeah.
So the subject line says, I love you guys, with love in all caps.
Work.
I'm from
You're a little eager, but I'm here for it, honestly.
Oh, I love her. I'm from Thibodaux and live in Hattiesburg, Mississippi now. Still close enough to, quote, run home to see family and attend every festival imaginable. I stumbled across your show on TikTok. Jonah, it's working. I stumbled across your show on TikTok and instantly fell in love. I'm a huge crime podcast listener, so I started listening to you guys and cannot get enough. However, Marcello is pronounced Marcello, not Marcello.
I shouldn't have trusted that old man in that documentary. What's her name?
Her name is Louise.
Thank you, Louise.
If you ever need more material, you can always search the Bobby Tardo Duffy Bro incident in Thibodaux. It was a bombing at the Civic Center intended to kill one of them over political gain. Go figure, in our great state. Laughing emoji.
Period.
Anyway, you guys are great and I'm obsessed. God made you and the Rougarou too is my favorite line. Also, next time I'm your way, we are getting a beer, and tell Caleb I will pay.
Boom!
Hey, Louise, are you single?
If you are not too eager, I take it back.
And she says, Louise Wheezy Pero Fairbanks. Louisiana, baby.
And the F is for Phoenicia. So misunderstood, but what's so wrong with that?
We love you, Louise Wheezy Pero Fairbanks. And it was sent from my iPhone.
Oh, period. Oh, that's some baby reindeer stuff. Sent from iPhone.
Have you seen Baby Reindeer on Netflix?
No.
Go watch that tonight.
Go watch it. Report back.
Christmas?
No.
Is it scary?
It's
I'm out.
It's not scary. It is a true story.
It's documentary?
Yeah. It's about a stalker.
A comedian who has a stalker.
Yes.
Okay.
It
Wait. I've seen how they have the, they show a little glimpse on Netflix or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got it. Okay.
It is.
Okay. Yeah.
She nicknames him Baby Reindeer because he's like skinny and has skinny legs. And so that's like his nickname.
And Louise, I wasn't saying you were a stalker. Louise. I'm just saying she always ended it with sent from iPhone.
Correct. No,
But
we
she
love
clearly
you,
didn't
Louise.
have one.
No.
It was wild.
It'll make sense.
Man, Louise. I got Louise. I've got some people down in Thibodaux, homie.
Yeah.
So next time you're in Hammond, we will all grab a brewski.
I thought that was really sweet.
That was sweet.
Oh.
Or not.
All right. I'm Passenger Princess. What's the tale today?
I'm going to be talking about
wipe your nose
my
for the
anaphylactic shock because of cayenne pepper. I'm just kidding. So we are talking about the Honey Island swamp monster, which I don't know if Mr. Brent and Miss Cheryl had some telepathy going on with me the other day, but like it took everything in me not to call Miss Cheryl
and say,
when
guess
she
what?
emailed us
Yeah.
and been like, you will never guess what I'm doing.
And I know about the Honey Island Swamp Monster as like, I know it is a thing, but I don't know the details about it.
This was because you said earlier you love doing things you know nothing about.
Correct.
This was one of those things that I peripherally know.
Right.
You know, because I mean, you grew up in Louisiana, you know what the Fifale, the Rougarou, and the Honey Island Swamp Monster are.
Mm-hmm.
Or you think you do. So let's just dive right in because I'm a very bullet point babe. I love my bullet points. So the Honey Island Swamp is located in the small town of Pearl River, Louisiana, near Slidell. So that's about 45 miles northeast of New Orleans.
Okay.
The lore of the Honey Island Swamp Monster dates back to Native American times from the, I'm going to butcher this, Ocalapisa tribe in the area, which that tribe lived along the banks of the Pearl River, which the town is named after because the Pearl River separates Louisiana and Mississippi.
Okay.
In that area. The first documented sighting in modern times, however, was in 1963 by a hunter and trapper named Harland Ford.
Great name.
Right? That's what I thought too. I knew you were going to say that. I had an asterisk next.
I love names. I don't know why. What is that called? Is it etymology? I should know. I don't think that's it.
I was about to say edamame.
That's, oh my God, I was going to call you fat and that's mean.
Well, you can. I mean, I'm on weight loss medication and it's working. You can call me whatever you want.
You look great.
Don't nobody love Caleb as much as Caleb loves Caleb.
That is true.
Harlan's family camp was on nearby Goat Island.
Yep.
Like they could have named that. Anyway.
I love how that's how things were named back then, where they're like,
I saw a goat on this island once. That is Goat Island.
There's a log that fell across the road here one time during a storm. This is Log Road.
Yes.
Like, it's just, that's so cute.
Get into it. He spotted the monster in 1963 while he was hunting on the Honey Island Swamp, or in the Honey Island Swamp. He noticed that near these giant prints that he had never seen before, there was a wild boar that was dead and had its throat ripped out.
Okay, so wild boars and like wild hogs
are crazy.
Are nuts.
Crazy.
Like and I know all my hunters know this, and like one of my best friends, Megan Burner, who's literally the queen of hunting.
Oh yeah, like, shout out Megan Burner Crow. Like hogs will rip your face off. Yes.
So if you are ever in the woods and you hear or you see
oh man,
I don't know what to tell you.
And that was the only type of hunting I liked as a kid because I'm so ADD. But like you're running, like your dogs
move around.
are running and you're running. But I remember one time I was duck hunting with, I think Dad, and I think it was Papa Melvin. We were doing some kind of hunting, but we thought we heard a hog.
Yep.
And thank God, either it didn't bother us or that's not what we heard. But I remember
it was the Honey Island Swamp Monster.
Period. But I remember Paul Melvin and Dad looking at me. I was like 8 years old at the time. And Dad was like, if a hog starts running, I'm going to take you and throw you
in a tree,
grab onto any branch and call 911. And I was like,
Caleb, they would have been doomed if you had to do that.
I'd have been like, sorry. Like,
hey, Linda, this is Caleb. Yes, I'm calling again. Can you?
911. Hey, girl. I was hoping it was your shift. Where are you, Caleb? I don't know. Because I'm not Lewis and Clark.
I don't know directions. Don't tell me east or west.
No, I hate when my GPS is like,
head west.
Head west on Highway 22. I'm like, do I need to go to Delight's Country Store or towards Sonic?
Right.
Like, tell me left or right.
I need landmarks.
He finds that wild boar, which, first of all, something has killed a boar and ripped its throat out.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
This was not boar on boar violence.
No, it was not. And I even put an asterisk, name an animal that can do that. I'll wait. Ellipses.
I mean, a tiger, a lion, a cougar.
Okay. You see any of those in Southeast Louisiana?
There's some cougars, yes.
Okay. Cougars aren't that big.
That backfired on you, didn't it?
Yeah, but a tiger or a lion?
Well, you said just an animal. You didn't say an animal in this region. You just said an animal.
Use context clues.
Whatever.
They're stupid. Okay. After he spotted the monster, he went back to his camp and grabbed plaster and made what?
Why does he have plaster?
He's like a professional hunter and trapper.
Oh, okay. Sorry I flipped, buddy.
Sorry, I flipped Rick. He also, I saw in the documentary, I didn't put it in my show notes, but he was a really good like local musician, and he often would go play for the governor at the time.
Hello, governor.
Right? Pretty cool. Harlan sounds like a pretty cool cat. So anyhow, he went back to his camp and got plaster.
His art supplies.
Literally. And he went and made these like plaster mold of the footprint. And it would be a cool idea. I have a bunch of pictures of them, so we can post them on our socials and stuff so people can see. They definitely were not human.
What did they look like if you had to visually?
It looked like a really big hand or foot mixture. Like it's weird to describe.
Almost like a monkey paw?
Kind of like a chimp, but like the bones and the nails were really skinny and long.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Like, have you ever looked up a picture of like a cartoon Honey Island Swamp Monster and they've got like the long nails and claws? It looked like that.
Okay.
Like it was weird.
So nightmare fuel.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
So he went and made the plaster molds or whatever, and even called Wildlife and Fisheries, and Wildlife and Fisheries of Louisiana could not pinpoint that to any known animal.
They were like, we don't know.
And like
Sorry.
Louisiana wildlife and fishery agents
They're
are some
bad to
of
the
the
bone.
smartest people in the world.
Bad to the bone.
Yes. Like you'll never convince me that they're not all geniuses.
Mm-hmm.
Like
they've seen some stuff.
Oh yeah. To go listen to Charity Hospital episode. Period. So a few years after Harlan came out about the sighting, he all of a sudden stops talking about it. And it was because that he got accused of lying so much and it started like tarnishing his reputation.
I think the government knows that there's Honey Island Swamp people.
You just took a theory out of my
thing.
And they
shut him up.
Okay. You kind of took one of my theories at the end, which you're famous for.
Sorry.
But no. It's I like to see the wheels turning.
My wheels don't turn often. So
when they do, we have to really get into it.
Mm-hmm.
So he stops talking about it due to the skepticism and blah, blah, blah. After Harlan's death in 1980, his granddaughter, Dana Holyfield, discovered a letter and footage of the Honey Island Swamp Monster.
Dana?
The letter...
They were treating him like Maurice on Beauty and the Beast, where they were like, slow down, Maurice. He was up all last night raving.
Yeah, that's the funniest TikTok. Have you seen that TikTok? We're going to send it to you later.
Send it to me. I'm not on the talk.
A Beauty and the Beast clip. So you know the part I'm talking about where the Maurice is her.
He was up all night raving.
He's her dad. He's the old man.
But everyone thinks he's crazy.
He's crazy.
But he's not.
And they make an edit where they edit him with glow sticks and he's raving.
And they go like over it. It's so funny.
That's incredible.
It's never not funny. Slow down, Maurice.
We have to find that. When you're driving home, I'm finding it. I'm sending it. Wait, you're not on the talk?
Wait. I'm not, but I can look. I can click on it.
I was going to say, because I will screen record it.
I feel like you and I have talked about that before. Which is odd because you work in social, but you said it would just be a time suck.
It is. It was rough for me. When I first got it, I was like, oh man, this is bad.
I was like,
this is bad.
When I can't sleep, and I'm a digital habits educator, and I still do it. So
my wife's fully, and admittedly so, she's like, I know I'm like
it's
hooked
bad.
on it. Like she will hours.
Oh yeah.
But she's pregnant, so she's fine.
Yeah. She can do whatever she wants.
She deserves the world. Okay, so she finds the footage and a letter that Harlan had wrote. He kind of like kept a journal.
Okay.
About exactly what happened.
Who was the letter to? Was it anybody in particular?
No, it was like his hunting and trapping journal.
Sweet baby angel.
The letter describes his first encounter with the monster in 1963, and the footage really is chilling because like it's she shows you the reel that it's on, like it's old-timey footage, so it's not like edited,
it's not digitally altered,
right? Like this old man hunter from Pearl River was not editing and mixing things on the ones and twos. Like it's real footage, and it walks on its hind legs, and it's like
so it It's like Bigfoot?
It's like Louisiana's Bigfoot, kind of. So after seeing that, I've always thought it was real, but like after I saw that and after watching the documentary, I feel like I know Dana, and she's so like convicted about it that I'm like, you ain't lying.
And this is his granddaughter?
Yes.
So like I get that, because imagine if it was Paw Melvin or Pa Rich,
yes,
who
and they said something was real,
we would believe it
100%.
And if I also found something he had handwritten, I would be like, this is real.
100%. So since Harlan's sighting, Louisiana Wildlife and Fishery Department has studied those plaster molds and said they still, to this day, cannot link that to any animal. And I also don't find it a coincidence either that if you look up sightings of this thing, it is called, yes, the Honey Island Swamp Monster. But if you look up like residually, like Louisiana Bigfoot or Rougarou or anything like that, like 85% of these sightings are in the Honey Island Swamp area. So I'm just
I have thoughts.
Okay, what?
What if the Honey Island Swamp is radioactive somehow?
Okay.
Did I take it again?
No, but it's like this is the theory I have, and you're like, like there's a lot of little characteristics that it has, and you're knocking on a lot of them. Oh no, this is my word of the day.
Caleb's word of the day is the shirt that he got from Sweet Baton Rouge.
And it's c'est bon.
What is c'est bon?
It's good.
Just
it's good, or like no worries, or you're good.
Like, I like that.
Hey, I just, I wrecked your truck. C'est bon.
I just saw a really hairy guy with BO and long red hair run across the street. C'est bon. It's all good.
Honey Island Swamp Monster. If you're listening, write in. We'll send you some merch.
Would you die if it's like, hey y'all, this is Steve, the Honey Island Swamp Monster, emailing you from my treehouse?
I would love that. I would love that. I would bring him so many amenities and be like, brother, let me tell you something.
We're best friends now.
Yes. Yeah. Do you have a pasta arm?
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers got a hug.
Hey, Big Bad Boo listeners. Ever feel like life is throwing you curveballs? Like that time your Aunt Myrtle's cat took a dive into the neighbor's gumbo? Don't worry. Stone Insurance Incorporated in New Orleans has got you covered. With their local expertise, they know how to handle all your insurance needs, whether it's home, auto, or even that slip and fall at the crawfish bowl. Why Stone Insurance? They understand that in Louisiana, insurance isn't just a policy. It's a part of the survival kit that life's wild... Wait. Let me go back. They understand that in Louisiana, insurance isn't just a policy. It's a part of the survival kit for life's wild rides. They have tailored just for you. Because let's face it, your life is more unpredictable than a second line. And their friendly team is always ready to help, and they promise to keep the puns to a minimum, unless you ask. So don't wait until disaster strikes or your Aunt Myrtle's cat goes rogue again. Get a free quote at stoneinsurance.com or call 504-832-4161 today. Stay safe, stay silly, and keep enjoying the Big Bad Boot, knowing Stone Insurance has your back no matter what life throws at you.
Listeners, we all know that a good design can make or break your business. So if your logo looks like it was designed by a blindfolded toddler, it's time to call Aubrey Carrier with AWC Graphics. Yeah, y'all know that amazing Big Bad Boot logo? She made it. Aubrey doesn't just design, she crafts works of art. We're talking logos, merch, social media graphics, everything you need to make your business stand out and reach your target audience. So stop staring at those old clip art graphics and give your brand the glow up it deserves. Visit AWC Graphics on Instagram and let Aubrey transform your business into a visual success story.
In August of 2013, so we're getting pretty modern at this point, Deborah Chester, who I like to throw this in there, she was a nurse for 25 years.
Okay.
So and I'm not saying Dana is some cuckoo crazy, right? Anything like that. I'm just saying like this is a very smart woman.
A well-adjusted, educated person.
Right. And again, not saying Dana is not.
I know what you mean.
I would go grab a beer with Dana right now. And I hope she's listening. Because I would love to talk to her. Ooh.
Just send an email.
I was about to say,
find an email and send it.
Because she would be really cool to talk to
Yep.
one day, like live. So Deborah Chester, a nurse of 25 years, was driving home one day when she spotted the Honey Island swamp monster crossing the street.
I'm out.
She said she was so shocked by what she saw that against all her better judgment, she pulls over the car,
Ma'am,
runs to the edge of the woods where she partially climbs the fence that the monster just like, boom, like just jumped over.
like just vaulted over.
Literally. So she climbs this fence to like try to get a look at what she saw.
Never go investigate the source of the noise. Have you not watched any scary movie?
It's.
But honestly, though, I would have done it. I would have done it.
Me too. Like, I would have had to, because it wasn't at night. It was during the day.
It was during the day?
Yeah. Like, she could still see into the woods. So she was like, I had to climb the first couple rungs of this fence so I could peek over and look into the woods to try to see this thing. Because she was like, I saw what I saw.
So what did she say it looked like?
So this is where I get into the description. So she described the monster as having reddish, gray, long fur that was matted.
It was a ginger.
Period. It's you.
I didn't know the Honey Island
that's
swamp
where you come from.
I didn't know it was a ginger. I'm excited about this. The Honey Island swamp monster was a ginger.
Okay. Well, she said the fur was like really long, but it was very matted.
That's how I get when I don't shave my legs for a while.
Yeah. Accurate. She said she describes it as kind of like the mane of like a really dirty horse that hasn't been like brushed.
That makes me itch.
Yeah. She also described the strong, horrible smell that the animal had.
It had BO?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy.
She says, I was a nurse and a damn good one for 25 years. I've smelled my fair share of bad smells. This was like no other.
What did she say what it smelled like?
No,
it just
she
stunk.
just said in the documentary, she says like, at first I thought something had died. So she was like, when I climbed off the fence, I started looking around being like, okay, there's a dead animal somewhere.
There's roadkill.
That she even says it's roadkill, but there was nothing around. And it kind of like went away.
What if he's in Bayless because he stinks?
Girl, he's fine.
Is it a he? What if it's a she?
Know. I'm not about to misgender the swamp monster and piss it off.
That's what I'm saying. They.
They. So, and another thing that I want to point out to people is like the Honey Island swamp is not small. It's 250 square miles of like very dense swamp, and a lot of it is not explored yet. That's kind of scary.
How? Because you just can't access it?
I mean, I'm sure you can if you try really hard, but like, think about all by our house. All the areas people probably have not gone.
I'm out.
Yeah, no. So, considering all those little things, in my opinion, I think there's more evidence pointing to there's at least one of these suckers in that area. Because all these sightings over all these
How many
years,
sightings has there been?
Oh, there's been like hundreds if you really look into it. But like the ones that are like you can research a lot about are the people I'm talking about.
Has there been any lately, like in the age where people have like dash cams and hunting cameras?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even what's her face? Oh my God, what is this girl's name? Nurse lady. Deborah Chester. That was in 2013. That wasn't that long ago. And like, I trust the footage from Harlan Ford way more than I trust footage now. Because you can't
alter that.
Exactly. Like his stuff was like on an old reel.
My only hiccup with all of this is like, why have we not been able to get, like, why does nobody's camera work when it crosses the street? Or like,
okay, think about it.
Or do you think it can't be photographed somehow? Like there's something about it.
No, I don't think that. I think that like if I'm chilling going through the swamp. I mean, think about the other day. If I'm driving a flatboat behind the house and I think I see the Honey Island swamp, if it's me, I've got to kill the engine. I've got to get up, get my phone out of the waterproof box that's in the flat. Like maybe they're just not
quick enough. They're not
before it's like and like running away. It runs like
me.
Kinda, yeah. It runs like it's had bunions removed. Just like you. And it's a ginger.
What if it's me?
I was about to say, so
like in my
the Honey
sleep.
Island Swamp Monster is Katie.
That's my Halloween costume next year.
Go for it.
All you gotta do is just not shave your legs.
Yeah, literally.
Nobody wants that. Not a single person wants that.
Period.
Oh, my poor husband. No, we can't do that.
Sorry.
That's genius.
Okay.
What if I'm doing it while I'm sleeping and I don't know? And it's like, where did I get all these weird bruises and why am I sore? And like,
No, you bruise too easily.
I've been
We'd be
climbing
like,
trees
"Something's wrong."
with my claws.
So let's talk about a guy named Ted Williams.
That's a very
Ted Williams was a trapper who was known for talking about the many sightings and encounters that he has had with the monsters.
It's a family.
Multiple.
It's the swamp family.
He believed that there are more than one.
Okay.
He would speak about getting close enough to look them in their red, beady eyes. In 1975, Ted Williams leaves his house to go hunting and exploring. He has been missing ever since. His body has never been found.
They said, "Shut your mouth, Ted Williams."
Yeah. That's
You're blowing up our spot.
That's just crazy.
Okay. Couple of theories with that. Either
Okay.
the Honey Island Swamp Monster family was like, he's getting a little too close for comfort,
We got to kill him.
or the government, who I think is experimenting on people.
Okay, you're getting really close.
This is very similar to, I love Stephen King. Very
Yes.
similar Stephen King story to one of his famous short stories, The Mist, where, sorry to spoil this for you, it's a very old story.
Mhm.
One of the monsters that come out of the mist are coming from this government facility where they're like testing things.
You're basically saying it at this point. In fact, that was theory number 1 of 2. I'm going to say theory number 2 as theory number 1 now.
Okay, sorry.
Because I also think that's correct.
So Stephen
Kind
King,
of.
Stephen King like knows what's up.
There's one thing in my head that debunks that theory
Okay.
that I'll point out.
Okay.
So, theory number 1, I guess, which also, not to backtrack, but like in Louisiana, there's so many things that you grow up with that we just accept as fact.
Like what?
Like the Rougarou.
We're like, yeah, that's probably real.
The Fee-Fillet.
That's real.
Gris-Gris. Like,
That's real.
I'm 27 years old, educated, man. Like, I have a degree. You cannot convince me that Gris-Gris ain't real. Marie Laveau is not dead.
She's filing her nails right now.
Right now in the French Quarter.
Yep.
Chilling.
She's at Caesar's new casino. What you talking about? She's at
Literally.
the craps table.
Marie Laveau, if you're listening, email us in, girl. Anywho, theory number 1. In the 1920s, there was a train crash near Pearl River and near the Honey Island Swamp. It was a circus train that was carrying a lot of chimps. About a dozen chimps got out and could not be found.
Would you die if you were just in your bed and you looked out the window and there was just a bunch of
chimp?
They will eat your
Yeah.
face off.
Yeah. R.I.P. Harambe, but I mean, they will.
Yeah.
So many people think that a chimp mated with a gator and produced the Honey Island Swamp Monster, which I'm going to debunk that
I don't
right now. How is that
just the logistics
anatomically,
anatomically
whatever, possible? You know what I mean?
The logistics don't work for me on that one.
No.
You had me up until you said gator.
Well, that's just one of the theories that people always spew out. It's like
Okay.
that train crashed and
Right.
now,
But they never
100
did.
years later, we're still having the swamp monster cooling.
Yeah, we
So,
have
I
this
don't know.
problem. Okay.
Theory number 2. And before I just say it, I want to see if you can think of this place. So think you
McDonald's?
drive. No, you and your husband drive to Bay St. Louis a lot.
All the time.
When you're near the Honey Island Swamp, when
Oh,
you're
God.
crossing into Mississippi, what is a giant government facility that you always pass?
NASA?
NASA Stennis Space Center, which is famous for doing a lot of very classified experiments all the time. I know a person that I will not name.
Do I know this person? I probably don't.
I don't know. But they have said to me, like, oh, yeah, we can't talk about anything.
Because we don't have security clearance.
I'm not going to talk to you about that. And I was like, okay. Like, sure.
I think they were testing on people to use as war weapons.
Boom.
Like super soldiers.
Theory number 2. The Stennis Space Center of NASA in Hancock County, Mississippi, on the banks of the Pearl River. So, I think...
It is The Mist. It is Stephen King's The Mist.
I think they were doing some type of experiment that went wrong, and they were like, oh, snap, what do we do? Let's
Let 'em
just,
go.
like, just stick it in the Honey Island Swamp. It's never going to survive anyway, probably. And this is going to take a turn. But, like, as a 27-year-old man who was born in the late 90s, I'm not the most government trusting person.
Well, no. I mean, we've lived in nothing but unprecedented times.
Literally.
So,
I've known nothing but, like, good Lord,
for once,
we're
I would
going
like
to
to
hell in a handbasket.
I would like to live in precedented times for once.
Me too, man.
Just precedent one of the times.
Yeah, like, I'm just not, like, I've always been that person that's like, the government did it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just am.
Government, if you're...
Convince me I'm wrong.
If you're listening, they are listening. They're always listening.
I don't care. So, I do have a hole in this theory.
Okay.
Do you remember what I said at the very beginning about it? There's been lore and markings and stories and drawings of this creature since the indigenous people time.
Right.
So I'm like, if it's been around since then, was it NASA?
Right.
So I don't know.
Like, what if it can only survive in this one little area because there's something like in the water or in the soil or something in the honey? I don't know. Is there honey in the Honey Island Swamp? Why is it called that?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, but I mean, if we're getting biblical here, I mean, the Bible also says there was literal giants on the earth. So, like,
oh yeah, Goliath.
So, like, it's...
Now, he didn't say he was a champ. I'm pretty sure Goliath had, like, what is it? Opposable thumbs? Disposable? No, opposable.
Disposable means you can throw it away. Opposable means...
I do know a person that has a prosthetic finger. They technically could throw that away.
Anywho.
That was my story.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no conclusion.
No.
So what do you...
I love an open-ended book.
What do you think?
I think it has something to do with NASA, just because I'm not the most government trusting person.
I think it's an experiment gone wrong.
Yeah.
That somebody let loose, and it's procreated over the years.
Yeah. If you work at NASA, call in.
Honey Island Swamp Monster. We'd love to talk to you.
We can blur their face, backlight them, and can be like,
what if it's just a regular dude who's like, listen.
Oh, wait. You about to say dressing up?
Yeah.
Okay, no. And my girl, Deborah Chester, the nurse, she made a very good point. She said, I don't know for all you watching where y'all live, but in Southeast Louisiana, you ain't gonna last 5 minutes in a gorilla costume, much less long enough to run across the street. That's a fact.
That is a fact.
Because,
but don't put it past some of the men in our family, like David Woods, and I know he's listening.
Oh, and he has dressed up in a gorilla outfit
and scare people. So that was kind of my first thought: is it's somebody playing a trick, but that's a very long con.
That's a sweaty con.
Yeah, like that's a very long.
That would explain the BO smell she smelled though, because like there was one part of the documentary or something, but there's like a British speaking man. And he's like, in the Honey Island Swamp in Southeast Louisiana, it can get very, very hot. Some days as hot as 86 degrees.
Oh,
and
we wish.
I was like, what?
We wish.
It was 91 degrees today.
Yeah, it's November.
The end of November. Like, it's 100 degrees and 100% humidity. 86 degrees.
That's Christmas. That's Christmas Day, if we're lucky.
Literally. Hold my mule while I shout.
That was really good. I hate open-ended stories. You know that.
I love them.
And
I think it goes back to my obsession with Clue.
Well, listeners, write in, email us at thebigbadboot@gmail.com and let us know what you think the jig is with the Honey Island Swamp Monster. What are your theories?
Miss Cheryl, Mr. Brent, what do y'all think?
What do you think? Mr. Brent's going to have a full thesis ready for you on Sunday.
He will. He will.
So, Caleb, that was very good.
Thanks.
I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Also, like your shirt. We need to shout out Sweet Baton Rouge one more time. Caleb, that was very good. I enjoyed it.
Thanks.
Jonah, what are your thoughts?
I like an open ender too. It allows you to think. But one thing, I go to Honey Island maybe once a month.
What?
Maybe not Honey Island proper, but they got the old. Well, if it's a WMA, so you can go and like turkey hunt and all that stuff. So like I'll go, and they also have a pew pew range, and so I like going there. And I will say, the first time I drove in, I was like, this. It's a long drive to get to that range too. Yeah. I mean, it's like it takes 15 minutes because you're going 20 miles an hour and you're just like walking around. It does kind of have a vibe to it. Yeah, really? It's got I don't know. You just get, there's no lights
like it's
at
just
all.
Eerie.
It's eerie. Yeah.
You're like, somebody's watching me.
It's Steve.
Steve, the Honey Island swamp monster.
Just eating his wild boar ramen.
Yeah.
Watching people.
I mean, I get it. Sometimes you just want to be left alone. Sometimes I do just want to run out into the swamp and be left alone. Take my clothes off, let my leg hair grow out.
We should do a late night Halloween themed episode to where we're just walking through. Nope, I don't want to do that. Never
do you
mind.
know what you just said? You would not do that.
I would walk down a gravel road.
No, we went
with bug spray
on Sunday to scout out photos for our branding photo shoot, which shout out to Kendra George Photography. She is going to take our branding photos in the literal swamp in Manchac.
This sweet angel baby woman has to load up her equipment
in our dad's flatboat.
In a flatboat with our father.
And go take photos of us. Yeah. And she's like, I want y'all in the water. Like, so go scout out places to go. So we did that on Sunday. We pull up to this area. Caleb looks at me and my mom and dad and goes, I'm not getting in the water. I was
like, no, y'all are crazy. Which, okay. Wait. I have no problem like going off of like a sandbar and like getting in the water. That's fine. I can go in the middle of the Tangible River, like to where I can't touch. That is fine. It is something about being near the bank in Cypress knees.
I agree with that actually a lot.
Yes, and like the reeds.
It's where gators like to chill.
Exactly.
They like to burrow under.
Not in the wintertime.
That's when they're doing it. Did you run hoop nets with Dad your entire life, or was that me?
It was both of us.
I could count on my two hands how many times you had to go run hoop nets with PK.
He was trying to teach you some lessons.
I'm good. I'm an economy stimulator. Mm-hmm. But that being said, every time he would pull up like a net that was near the bank, it was always near a gator slip.
Yeah.
And there was always a water moccasin in it. And Louisiana men back then were built different.
Yeah.
Because like Dad would like pull up
barehanded
that net, wait for a second, and then go like, and grab the water moccasin by the head.
And bite its head off. No, I'm joking.
No. But that way it wouldn't bite him and then just
fling it.
And I'm like, first of all, why'd you put it back in the water? Like shoot it or something. I don't know. But he would just wait, watch, and grab it.
Like Crocodile Dundee.
Yes. And then those alligator snapping turtles, which, by the way, you think they dead? No. Dad's little Louisiana crackhead self would hang it in the boat by its tail. They weren't dead. They were just knocked out.
They were waiting.
No, like they go unconscious when they're underwater for so long. So Dad would be like, no, they're not dead. Clip and hang it by their tail on the flatboat. So I'm just like,
not Timmy the
chilling.
turtle.
And then all of a sudden, like Cornelius the snapping turtle's like and wakes up and is like, oh, where am I? And like Dad like makes sure it's okay. And then it's like, all right, bud. But like an alligator snapping turtle.
Well, he wanted to make sure.
No, they're not cute. It's the ones that have shells this big and with spikes
their
everywhere.
Noses are like this.
Their noses are like that and sharp.
Yeah.
Papa Melvin always said, never let one bite you because they won't let up until they hear thunder.
What?
That was his thing. They have to hear thunder crack to let go.
That's made up.
Probably. But like if a snapping turtle
I just spit
bit
everywhere.
me, I would just be like, boom, give me a gun. Like, For what? Shoot me or the turtle?
What are we talking about? Caleb's not getting in this water. It's going to be pictures of me.
I'm so scared.
In the water.
I turned to Mom and I was like, Mom, because Mom came with us, and I was like, I'm going to have to take so much of my anxiety medicine. Like, they're going to be like, Caleb, look, and I'll be like,
ooh. Caleb's going to be standing.
You have to hold my eyes open.
Standing on the sandbar in the background going.
Well, I told Katie too, I was like, I'm going to tell, because there's this one location that I'm nervous about, and it's reeds everywhere, cypresses, and we're next to the bank. I told you, I was like, you better tell Kendra. You got 8 seconds. Like, when I touch the water, I want to hear click, 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 and then I'm diving onto her lap into the boat.
Y'all best believe that I'm going to go get those fish grabbers
Katie,
and go underneath the water and get you right on your thigh.
No, don't, because you better not do it on the first take, because I'm out. I'm
or like the remote, they have remote alligator heads.
Hey,
that you can.
I'll send you our coordinates.
What are you doing? Whose team are you on? Do y'all want branding photos or not? I'll do it. No. Like, y'all, I had like a sweat dream last night.
A sweat dream.
I just, and when I was little.
Caleb, you're right. You could never protect our country in the military.
But I think I know too much. Because when we were little, we just walk off the end of the boat launch, walk
like a half mile.
2 bends down in the river and just
get on the rope swing.
I know too much now. I'm like, what is that I'm touching with my foot? Is that like an alligator?
A dead body?
I'd much rather touch it than an alligator.
Yeah. They're literal.
Y'all pray for me because I am nervous.
For those of you who are not watching, he's literally airing out his pits because he's so nervous.
Man.
They're going to be really good photos. I can't wait.
Brent and Cheryl, add me to the prayer list. Because I'm so nervous.
It's going to be fine. I'll get you a treat afterwards. I'll get you a treat. We'll go to Sonic. All right. You'll be fine.
Anyway.
Thank y'all for listening. That was a very fun fever dream of a story. That was fun. So remember, God made you.
And the Rougarou too.
So be kind to one another.
Bye.
Bye. Swamp Monster.
The Big Bad Boot is produced by Lettuce Media and edited by Mallory and Jonah.
Our music was produced by Macro Tracks. Our super cool logo was designed by AWC Graphics. And our sense of humor and childhood trauma was sponsored by Kelly and Abby Morse.